for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975 is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Saddened this morning at the loss of all our obituary families this morning, and Betty Gallagher, who was a longtime nurse at Coosa Valley Medical Center, and of course Coach Carson Greer and Stephen, their mama, and Betty passed away last night at Coosa Valley Medical Center due to COVID-19. And Curtis & Son Funeral Home will announce those funeral arrangements. And many of you knew Betty from the hospital. She was an anchor there for many, many years as an RN, and worked in the ER and on the floors there too. Betty Gallagher died last night at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Announcements, funeral arrangement to be announced by Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Miss Annie Crow died at her residence in Childersburg last night. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel will announce those funeral arrangements. And Karen Henderson died at Coosa Valley Medical Center on Sunday morning. Funeral arrangements to be announced by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel. Karen, only 46 years old, and passed away at Coosa Valley Medical Center on Sunday morning. All these funeral arrangements, Betty Gallagher, Annie Crow, and Karen Henderson, all courtesy of Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Graveside service for Mr. Bobby Joe Davis, age 84, of Alexander City, is today at 2:30 at Old Union Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 12:30 to 2 o'clock today at Radley Funeral Home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Mr. Davis was a member of the Union Baptist Church, Old Union Baptist Church, and served in the United States Navy for some 24 years, served 2 years in Vietnam, was a Bronze Star recipient, and retired as Master Chief of Arms. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral arrangements for Mr. Willie Charles Todd, age 64, of Goodwater. A private funeral service is scheduled for today at Hatchet Springs Baptist Church Cemetery in Goodwater. Armour's Memorial Funeral Home announcing those arrangements. And Lily Harvey, age 90, died January 10th at Coosa Valley Nursing Home. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga. Also, Nancy C. Norwood, age 66, of Vincent, died at St. Vincent's St. Clair Hospital in Pell City on Sunday. Funeral arrangements will be announced by Community Funeral Home. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. An L.J. McMillan visitation will be Tuesday at Community Funeral Home from 1 until 7. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. That's a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Curtis & Son Funeral Home.